personal, emotional, visual. My career got kind of put on overdrive with the Oscar nomination for Hardwood. That was really, for me, for my career, was really a defining moment. Hardwood was about my family. It became a very, personal, the most personal kind of way I could tell it. And it was about my father, who was not in my life for the first 12 years of my life, and being raised by my mother, who is white, in predominantly white community in Vancouver. And so my experience of my dad coming into my life when I was 12, and then getting experience to go meet family in Chicago and meet my brother, that really shaped who I am in a lot of ways, because I've constantly tried to figure out how to balance between both those worlds. So in Hardwood, it was a lot about that. I was telling a story that I think a lot of people can relate to, but ultimately what I wanted it to be was to cross those boundaries, that it didn't matter if you were black or white. You understood what it was in a family to not have a father there.
I think you get a lot from basketball. I did. It's a transition, it's a change. If you're playing basketball, you're running down the floor, you're on defense, then you come back, you're on offense. That's a change. Life can be a change.
There was a period of a few months, I think, when we hadn't been in touch, and I called and a woman answered. And then he came to the phone and he just said, "I'm married." All right. And he wrote a very short letter, I still have it. It says, "Please do not contact me anymore." Oh.
You must have been heartbroken.
I was.
Being a filmmaker of color is, that's who I am. I think that, any advice that I try to give, younger filmmakers who are trying to get into the business and working, is that you really need to make films from your own point of view, from your own experience. Your films are who you are. You have to put your personal stamp on them. And so my background, plays everything, I think, into the films that I make. Aruba was a big step for me because it was a drama. It was outside of the documentary realm, which I really wanted to do. It was a script I had written myself, and it was just a great learning experience for me, working with actors and casting and going through that whole dynamic, of fiction and how different it is. And it was really just about the power of imagination. It's about this little boy's experience to escape through his imagination when things around him weren't that good. He had a troubled home life and bullying at school. And it was, it was a bit of this kind of fantasy world that he lived in. I guess I related to that, that idea of escaping through your imagination and your creativity. Although Hardwood was the most personal film, Aruba was personal to me in a different way.
We were driving around, and then next thing you know, the police is like, "Could you please pull over your car?" And then they zoomed off, and the car tipped over. The car tipped over, and then they caught us, and we just got arrested.
Because the car was stolen?
Yeah.
How long before you got out?
2 weeks.
Your mom, how did she take it?
She was just frustrated.
It's really a matter of, for me in my films, trying to cross boundaries, trying to get an audience that maybe wasn't from that place to understand that experience. I think that's what film has the power to do.